we're infamous. You know, we're one of the most infamous parties that went down.
For sure, mate.
Time. And before I go into all of that, I'd just like to say that. So, because it was on every week, a lot of the other parties were getting stopped, and then everybody would come down hoping to get into the cave because they knew it was guaranteed to be on.
Totally.
And what it is 600 people out inside and another 400 outside. Because it was all the way it was set up, the music was just as loud outside. So Excellent. It was a fight going on inside, and I just don't know how we got away with it. But anyway, on, speak to Roy. He'll tell you about the raid. You know, he's
Right, so Roy, mate, you're having a wicked time. Do you have any pre-warning?
No. We I mean, the police used to come along every now and then, and all they would say to us, because as far as we was concerned, the police didn't know whether they could stop it, whether they couldn't, and they'd turn up and they'd go, listen, chaps, just make sure there's enough room outside in case the fire engines want to get down. It was like, yeah, no worries, that's fine. I was like, wow, okay. But no, there was no warnings or anything like that, and I can't remember what, I think it was just after 12 that it got raided, but what the actual police done was they all got on a train from Waterloo Station, all the police that were going to raid it, came across on a train, and then came out the doors from Elephant and Castle Station, because it was right next door. So they came out of there, so that no one
would because Rave at the Cave was set basically in archways that was underneath a train track.
That's it. And so they came out the doors of Elephant and Castle.
That's so slippery, because what they're being really slippery, because rather than drive up in a load of vans, they've come along in a train, you know? Go on, mate. Sorry, mate.
And you know, it was all filmed, and we did have the video of the complete raid, but we've all managed to lose it. And there is just a little bit of a clip on one of the Acid House documentaries.
Okay.
And if anyone's got that video, it's out in the public domain. Please get in touch with us. We'd really love it. But so on the night, you know, I was playing, and the first thing I remember hearing is, nobody move, this is a police raid, and then they came in with the lights and the cameras and everything. And that was it, you know.
So you heard that over the music, or they shut off the music?
I think someone might have come up and said to me, Roy, we're being raided, and I think I actually got on the microphone and said, look, no, don't panic, blah, 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 da, da, da. But I do remember a policeman coming in saying, nobody move, it's a police raid, and because that's how they used to talk. One thing I was going to say, you look back at some of those old documentaries from 88, or bits from 88, 89, and even it was a long time ago, you've got to remember, and people's thoughts seemed so antiquated back then, you know. And I was going to, when Steve was saying about, you know, and you were talking there about, the drug culture and everything and stuff like that. But it was pretty new to people. And that was why, I mean, you can understand that there was such a big uproar about it. You know, although, yes, people had been taking blues tablets, I believe they used to call them back in the 60s and stuff like that. But now we're talking about ecstasy, and people got confused because it was acid music, and they're thinking, oh, they're all in there taking acid, they're all out of their nuts. And so it's a bit of ignorance for them, really, you know.
Sure. Well, they can't be blamed. I mean, you remember like that, the Sun newspaper front page, it was like spaced out 20,000 kids on acid.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly, that's right, you know.
Sounds bloody scary. But going back to the raid, though, right? Because I know a little bit about that night.
I know you do.
Yeah,
you got a lot of our crowd from that.
Mate, we got your crowd totally, mate. You know, so I can always. I'm not thankful that you got raided, because if we wasn't doing a party, that's where I would have been. Every time I could get to rave at the cave, I would be there. To me, you know, that was one of the best. And it's a warehouse party, so it's not a club night. It was one of the best warehouses experience that you could have on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that could sit anywhere near that, but it's still a different experience, was the dungeons, but the dungeons was a different experience because the dungeons was quite closed in, wasn't it? You know, all of those wine cellar tunnels was quite closed in, where the Rave at the Cave, you had a high ceiling there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was one of those bigger railway arches.
Yeah, right. Mate. So you could see everybody, and I love that.